Wicked for Good, the second of the two-part feature film adaptation of the Broadway musical. The movie takes place years after the events of Wicked, where we now see Elphaba, now known as the Wicked Witch of the West, continues her fight for animal rights and living as a fugitive. Meanwhile, Glinda, who is now recognized as Glinda the Good, is a public figure who is washed over by the wizard and Madame Morrible. As they face the consequences of their actions and their relationship is put to the test by a series of events, including the surprise arrival of Dorothy from Kansas, that would change the land of Oz forever. Hey movie peeps, thank you for watching NibbleNFlix, the podcast for snacks and cinema. I'm your host, Jeff Freed. Hit the subscribe button if you like this video and you want to get more. And this will be a non-spoiler review for Wicked for Good. And if you saw the film, let us know in the comment section below your thoughts on the film. I will break down the film into 3 segments: the good, the bad, and the final verdict. And let's start talking and munching on Wicked for Good. For Good is directed by John M. Chu, directed the first film. I thought he did an amazing job. I actually enjoyed the film a lot. I love the performances, the songs, the cinematography, the set designs, the costumes, like everything. I felt like that film was really good. It felt epic. It felt like it was matching what you actually would see at the musical, but now like in a live action adaptation of a film. And I thought that was really good at what he did in the film. And I really wanted to know what they were going to do in this film. Are they going to kind of stake to the second act of the musical, or were they going to try something totally different? So the film starts where it's continuing from the story from the first film. We see Emerald City has completely turned it back from Elphaba. They call her now the Wicked Witch of the West. And Elphaba has to deal with so many things where she's trying to figure out how she can clear her name, fight animal rights, try to expose the wizard so the truth of what's going on actually comes out, and hopefully have the people from Emerald City actually become more welcoming of her rather than looking at her as this wicked evil witch who's trying to like basically kill them all. And we see that completely different when it comes to Glinda. She's thinking, hey, she's living the life that she always wanted, but everything feels fake. Everything does not feel right, is not placed in the way that she wants to be. And she's going through her own emotional ride where she's trying to figure out what's the best thing to do, fighting their own inner battles, and they're trying to figure out what way they want to go. Do they succumb to what's going on currently, or do they find their own path and way to figure out how to make things better? Thinking about this film is the story and the build-up in the first act. I like what they did in this film in the first act. It's set up a tone. It's a very darker tone than the first film. And it just setting things up to when you get to the second act, more things are going on. And they discuss some very heavy topics. It talks about how characters that have more emotional weight, the stuff that they're going through with their personal lives. It talks about the narratives of controlling people through a lie or with power. And even, well, the truth comes out, would that even change anything perspective towards anybody? It may not. It possibly won't, because people want to feel more comfortable with what they're used to. And I like how they talked about that. It also touched on segregation and discrimination when it comes to the animals and it comes to certain groups of people in the movie. I thought that was really interesting that they touched that as well. And the story does take some time to set up, and it is kind of like a slow burn. And I can see some people not liking it, but I think if you're just patient with the first half of the film, the second act and some of the third act are just going to reward you. Ariana, Grande, and Cynthia Erivo was absolutely fantastic in this film. Their chemistry was absolutely captivating at times. Just watching them on screen with each other, playing off each other with the characters was just so fun to watch. Just seeing what their characters are going through, how they're growing, how they dealing with conflict was just really amazing. And not only were they good when they were on screen together, but when they were off screen by themselves for their own scenes or with other characters, they were amazing as well. Ariana Grande has grown significantly as an actress since the first film. And if you thought her performance in the first film was really good, you're gonna be absolutely mind blown while watching this performance in this film. This has a different, darker tone. So that humor that we got in the first film is still there. It's very subtle. But now her character is going through all these emotions. She's going through a lot. She has a lot to deal with as Glinda, and she has to decide what she has to do. She has to figure out exactly what makes right for her and how to find happiness. And I thought Ariana Grande showing the range of emotion and showing this character what she's actually going through was absolutely superb. And I can't say much more about that, of just saying that if she gets an Oscar nom, it's highly deserved. Cynthia Erivo was also fantastic in this film. And her character basically has this interesting arc where she starts off, and she nails it, by the way. She starts off as this hopeful, trying to fight the good fight, trying to figure out exactly how to find peace for animals, how to find a way to clear her name, expose the wizard. But she soon realizes that this may not be the way to go, or it's not working, because how do you change people's perspective of you? They feel a certain way and it's never going to change. So you see her slowly becoming dark. And I thought she was absolutely amazing portraying Elphaba going through these emotions. Performances for the songs by Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo was absolutely fantastic. I thought they did an amazing job singing her songs. They hit some unbelievable notes in this movie too, some kind of like opera-esque sometimes as well. I thought it was really good. And my favorite song, all the songs in the play are in here, but my favorite one is No Good Deed. It was sung by Cynthia Erivo. I thought she did an amazing job with that. But everything they did when it comes to like production and the songs and stuff like that, it was absolutely superb. I guess when you complain about a lot about the lighting and color palette and how bland it looked in the first film, sometimes studios actually listen. And they did it in this one because, like I say, the visuals in this movie, the set design, the cinematography, the lighting, everything was so more bright color. The color palette was beautiful and bright. And even though the movie has a darker tone, they made sure the color aspect of the film is absolutely gorgeous. And it's just one of the most beautiful films I watched this year. And I won't be shocked if it gets a nod for cinematography, costumes, set design. It's just amazing what they did with this film. Beautiful art. Now here's some of the negative things I thought about the film, and it's things that I just don't understand, like what happened when it comes to the story. There are things in this movie that doesn't really get a well explanation, or don't get an explanation at all. And it has to do with some of like the motivation of some characters, and they even do some things that they do in the play, and I kind of wish they would have changed it a little bit for this one. And it is an arc for a character that spanned across all the properties for Wicked or Wizard of Oz. And I just don't understand that character's motivation. I didn't like it in the play, and I still don't like it now. And I just understand the arc of this character. I don't understand the arc. Someone can explain it to me? But on a serious note, the ending of the film just felt very rocky, and like I said before, it doesn't really explain certain things in the film or certain motives of certain characters where you're just like, okay, what's going on? Even to the point where you figure out who exactly is the main villain of the film or the entire story. And it's kind of like they brushed him off like it was nothing, and it gave him like a crazy little rush thing to clear up that storyline. It's like, it just wasn't earned at all. It was something there they just could have changed or could have added a little more time to let things breathe a little bit and let it actually take place and see exactly why this character feels a certain way, why they've been doing this since day one, and how you can overcome this actual villain. I just felt like they just glossed over it just to get to the end of the film. And it hurts the film because I think everything else they were doing, the build up, the lead up to everything was really good in the second act. And then you get to the third act, and some of the things that we're doing was really good. But once you get to the last nitty-gritty of the ending of the film, I just feel like it just needed more time to breathe, and they don't let the film do that. And that's where the film actually suffers. And I can see a lot of people coming into this film, seeing all this build up, seeing all this lead up, getting these great performances from the actresses and the actors in this film. Finally get to the end of the film, and they're like, what the hell is this? You rushed all this. This is all good. We need explanation what's going on. And they just don't do it here. This is one of the rare moments where extra time is actually needed. The movie clocks in at 2 hours and 17 minutes, and it just feels like it just needed more time for all the stuff they were throwing at you at the end of the film. They're trying to like tie up loose ends and all that stuff, and it just didn't work. I mean, even with the main villain of these two films, they just gloss over at the end of taking that individual down. And I'm like, wait a second, this person is actually the real villain. This whole entire story, this is the villain, and you take them down, not even like in a 2-minute scene. Like what are we doing? It felt like it was just trying to tie up everything up Didn't really care. Just want to get to the happy moment rather than just focusing on those moments that were to breathe. They actually had, you know, certain things or certain people who weren't able to talk, who was talking, lost their voice, and now they can talk again. How the hell did that happen? No explanation with that either. Or just things that they did. Once you see the ending of the film, and it's very frustrating watching this film, because you get the slow burn in the first act where they set anything up. And everything is pretty good. In the second act, you get all the range and emotions and everything, all these characters and what they're going through the build of the first act. Third act, you see exactly what goes on, in Wizard of Oz a little bit. And then they finally get to the ending of the film, and it is like, just said, we're done. Let's get to the last song and credits and get out of here. And that's how it felt. It felt very rushed and very rocky. It's very frustrating and disappointing. And the final score, the snack worthiness of this film, I have to say it's 4 out of 5 snacks. I did enjoy this film. It's not as great as the first film. It has some great elements and some good singing and everything when it comes to performances I actually do like. So it's a real solid film, and Wicked fans should be satisfied with this film. And I would definitely recommend to bring some tasty treats to enjoy this film while you're watching it. However, it's just the ending of the film that really hurts the film. And, you know, it could be such a great movie, just like the first one, but that ending, man, is pretty rough. But other than that, thank you for watching. And until next time, keep watching, keep munching, and keep it real. Take care and goodbye.